Hello everybody and welcome to the final week of Zoom. For the past 5 weeks, we've zoomed in and out of the first 5 books of the Bible. Does anybody remember what those books are called? They're called Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Together they're called the books of Moses because God used Moses to write them. Today we'll be zooming in and out of the book of Deuteronomy. We'll zoom in at some of the different stories in Deuteronomy, and then we'll zoom out and see what Deuteronomy shows us about God. As usual, though, we'll be zooming in and out in a really fun way. I'm going to show you a picture of something from really close up, and every few seconds, it'll show you more and more of the picture. When you know what it is, feel free to shout it out. It's a house. After wandering the desert for many, many years, the Israelites were finally getting ready to cross into the Promised Land, the new home that God had promised them. In the book of Deuteronomy, Moses knew it was going to be his last chance to give the Israelites instructions. Let's find out what he told them. It's a ruler. Moses told the Israelites to remember the special rules that God wanted them to live by. Most of these rules came from the 10 Commandments. God wanted the Israelites to remember the 10 Commandments because he knew that following these rules was the best way to live. God also wanted everyone to know that the Israelites were special because they followed him. By living differently from all the other people, the Israelites would stand out big time. The other nations around them would see that the Israelites were living the best way and that God blessed them. Moses had one more important thing to tell the Israelites before he died. Let's see what else Moses told the Israelites. It's a handshake. A handshake is what you do when you make an agreement with someone. When the Israelites were wandering in the desert, they made a special agreement with God called a covenant. God promised the Israelites that he would love them, take care of them, and give them a new land. In return, the Israelites were to worship God only and live by his commandments. Moses wanted the Israelites to remember their covenant with God when they moved into the Promised Land. Let's do our final round of Zoom. It's an eagle. Moses wanted the Israelites to remember all of the ways that God had cared for them in the past. He said that God was like an eagle who guarded his baby eaglet. God hovered over them to protect them. God lifted them up when they had fallen. He helped them soar to the highest places and fed them the finest food. No other God was with them. Only the one true God. God knew that if his people remembered how he'd helped them in the past, they would trust him to help them in the future. Finally, after Moses finished talking to the Israelites, he went out alone into the desert to pass away and go be with Jesus. With Joshua as their new leader, the Israelites were now ready to enter the Promised Land. God sure wanted the Israelites to remember a lot of stuff. In fact, there are 23 different times in the book of Deuteronomy where God asked the Israelites to remember something. When your parents want you to remember a lot of things, do they write them down? Moses wasn't going into the Promised Land with the Israelites. So God had Moses write everything down that the Israelites needed to remember in their new land. God wanted his people to remember the rules that he gave them. He wanted them to remember the big agreement that they had made. But more than anything, God wanted the Israelites to remember how God cared for them. That's what our Bible verse for today shows us. Let's take a look at it. Remember the days of long ago. Think about what the Lord did through those many years. Deuteronomy 32:7. Through every part of our life, God will be there to care for us. And he wants us to know how much he loves us. And God loves you so much. So that concludes our Zoom series. We zoomed in and out on 5 different books of the Bible. And I hope to see you next week when we start a new series. I'm so excited. Okay, bye!